Imagine if it went everywhere.
It didn't go everywhere, though. Hello, everyone. This is episode 3 of That Is Bollocks, and we are joined today by a voice from far away. Who's there?
It's me, your conscience.
It's my conscience, aka Brad.
Yeah, it's Brad. Hello.
It's Brad. It is
I. It is I.
How are you, first and foremost? Are you well?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm having an extremely good time.
Well, momentarily you're going to be very angry because we are going to get straight into things that annoy us.
Okay.
And as will be the common theme in these, we're going to start by looking at comments from previous videos. And on the last one, there was a big talking point, which was about people who were able to flare their nostrils and wiggle their ears. Can you do that, Brad?
I can flare my nostrils, I can't wiggle my ears.
So you're all just spawn of Satan then.
I am doing it right now, but it doesn't really transfer well in an audio environment.
I'll just really enhance the sound and we might be able to just hear the muscles tensing.
I'll just rub my nostrils on the mic.
So yeah, a lot of the comments are basically about how you do this, in which I also had someone reach out to me on Twitter with a video of instructions on how to flare your nostrils and wiggle your ears. And I sat there in front of Nisha, looking like I was shitting myself. Like just so, I was proper zoomed in, focused, and I still couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it now.
No.
I think it involves a lot of like tensing the muscles in your jaw, and it's trying to single those out. Yeah, I couldn't do it either, so it's fine. It's not just you.
If you want a cheap way of doing it, apparently if you attach blue tack to the back of your ears with strings, hang it over your back and pull on the string behind your back, your ears move.
That is maybe a solution.
Yeah, you can just cheat your way.
But yeah, we also got onto the debate of customers, and this one comes from Christopher Bell, who's got a story. I worked forever in the service industry in resort towns, mainly in East Hampton, New York, and I have so many horror stories about customers. Once after I made a cappuccino for a woman 3 times in a row, each time asking her why it was bad and her refusing to tell me, my guess is she actually wanted a latte, which is common, she threw it at me. I chased her down and gave her a coupon for a free beverage. Right, I'm going to just hit the nail on the head there. Last thing I would do is offer someone a free drink after they've just thrown their drink in my face.
Yeah.
Unless you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, maybe it's a fetish.
No, I would you're banned. Don't come back here.
Yeah, not please come back. Here's a voucher.
Have some free drinks.
I don't think I've ever been so disappointed with food that I've thrown it at the person who gave it to me. How maybe they wanted a latte and they were saying the wrong thing, or maybe the coffee was just that shit.
But then I don't understand the logic of here's free stuff for being such a bad customer.
I know you've just been the most monumental knobhead, but we want you to come back.
Who was it who left that comment? What was their name?
Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell. I really hope you got Employee of the Month.
Yeah, you definitely deserve Employee of the Month. You deserve a raise for not chinning her, basically.
Yeah.
Just throwing the coffee machine back at her. Make it yourself!
Yeah, just throw the machine. I just saw a question. Where's the question gone?
Cool.
Oh, here we go. So this one, again, I'm sorry if I say this name wrong, is Jalen Chisholm? Jalen? I apologise if I got that wrong. But it is, what TV or movie trope bugs you guys the most? Quick question, what's a trope?
I don't know.
It's something that happens repeatedly in multiple films or television shows.
It's like a cliche.
Yeah.
Like a cliche, yeah.
I think with mine in films is when the end is always predictable.
Yeah.
Like you get it a lot, obviously, like rom-coms and romance films, is you know who's going to end up with who at the end. Like, oh, they're going to live happily ever after. It's like, that's not the case in real life.
No, that's why I really like that film that was, what were it called? Like Buried Alive or Buried or something. And it ultimately ended after the film with the guy actually dying. He didn't get rescued. And I was like, you know what, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Take a different turn.
A trope I always hate in movies is in rom-coms when the antagonist, who's often the current partner of the female or male lead, They're always an asshole.
Yeah.
Why are you with them in the first place? Like, I get that they want everyone to cheer for the hero and to be like, oh yeah, they're better off with that person. But you can do that without making the antagonist this huge jackass that nobody would ever have been with, especially not this apparently perfect girl who should be with this nice hero. It's unrealistic.
Yeah, it could be, you could start it with, oh, they've been together a long time, there's nothing there anymore. Like, they've just grown out with each other, basically.
There's a film, I do not remember what it's called, but I know Daniel Radcliffe's in it. And it's that one does it right, where the girl is in a relationship with a guy who's actually a decent guy. And therefore, the issue in the relationship isn't, oh, how do we get her away from this guy? It's the fact that she likes both of them, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called, but there's a scene where they talk about the fool's loaf, like, sandwich that Elvis ate in a restaurant. So people can probably find it from that.
Is it called What If?
It might be called What If, yeah.
I keep seeing that advertised, and it's got Daniel Radcliffe in it, and I'm like, maybe I should watch that.
But the one where basically in any film the villain is always a well-spoken British guy.
That is a trope, yeah.
Yeah, that just bugs me. Like, why have we got this rep?
I think it depends on the world climate, though, because in the, like, was it the 70s and 80s, every villain was Russian. It's whoever they just want to be the villains at the time. But yeah, posh European, I think, is always the villain.
Yeah, definitely. And
like
then another
Hans Gruber, the German.
Yeah. I've got another comment then from Andrew Bennett, who says, nobody can flare or flex their nostrils. I agree with Adam. They are the devil or into witchcraft or out.
Oh, shit.
Or out. Or out.
Or out. And he put in brackets, these podcasts are turning me Yorkshire.
Well, as far as I know, I'm human. I don't know any, like, witchcraft and wizardry.
Yeah.
Wizardry.
Wizardry. Wizardry.
Witchcraft or wizardry.
Witchcraft and wizardry.
Witchcraft or wizardry.
What was that about the
WW.
podcast? It's Yorkshire.
Yeah. It's turning into Yorkshire.
See, I would say I'm bringing a difference in, but I lived in Yorkshire for 10 years, so I've now got Yorkshire twangs in my accent.
Got more than you have, Nisha.
Yeah. Well, I lived back at home for like 3 years.
3 years.
For about,
yeah.
I thought it was more 12.
12 years.
Shut up. Don't gang up on me just because I say things differently. Yeah, well, something I always made fun of Brad for saying was with the way he says poor.
Poor.
Yeah, he goes poor.
Poor.
Oh, right, yeah. Poor, yeah. It's
Poor.
It's way more pronounced with my family and back where I come from. Poor, fewer, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she said, "Oh, that looks pretty poor." It's like, "Oh, that looks pretty poor."
I just like the idea of you driving past a cow, going, "Oh, look, a moor."
Yeah. I mean, I to be honest, I'd definitely call cows moors. I think that's a great term.
Look, there's a moor.
There's a moo boy.
There's a moor over there by the bar and the mayor.
But right, as you are our guest today, go on then. What is one of your little gripes?
Oh, see, I feel like the more interesting ones are the ones that nobody else would find annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But because you said, I messaged you before and you'd said that Nisha had suggested some things to you already, I haven't really thought of any. So, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to start with one that I know that Nisha knows I'm irritated about. And this, in general, it's to do with badly designed menus on the computer programs. Right. But specifically at the moment, it's Google Drive.
Oh, yeah.
This
Google
is definitely
Drive,
one for you two, because I don't use it.
Yeah, so, Google Drive has, in order to download a file from Google Drive, at least the way that I've been doing it, you right-click and you click on download. And it's already a bit irritating, because every time you click on it, it talks about how it's the wrong, like, this file size is too big to be scanned, do you want to press yes anyway? And it's like, you can't just take a box and say always accept. But the reason why it's irritating is because the download button and the remove button are next to each other on that menu. And the undo button doesn't work. So at the moment,
you've got to commit.
Yeah. With lockdown and the situation as it is, we are getting all of our fact files through Google Drive. So the number of times, like I think I'm up to 2, maybe. I was going to exaggerate then, but it's happened twice. I've
number
had
of times, 2.
Oh, the sheer many colossal times I've had to tuck my tail between my legs and message Carl and be like, "Can you re-upload this footage for me because I accidentally deleted it." Yeah, and
because like it deletes it for everyone as well. It's not just for you. Like I thought I could like try and find the footage for you, but it like deletes it from the whole thing.
But the thing is, it's not deleted. The way Google Drive works, I can't delete a file someone else uploads. All that's happening is I'm removing the link for us to be able to see it. But it's really difficult to explain to someone how to get that link back when they're not familiar with the software. Yeah. So it's easier to just upload it because they can just drag it into the box. But it does mean that file it's called an orphaned file. It exists somewhere on Carl's drive.
The orphan?
It's an orphan file because it's got no links.
It just when you said orphan and it exists on Carl's drive, I like imagine a driveway with just some lost child. Oh, he's a lost orphan. Oh, it's Carl's.
But here's one that I know. Here's one that Nish will know. It's the same principle. Photoshop, the revert button is next to the save as button.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Revert undoes everything you've done, and you can just press undo and get it all back. But it's the principle. So yeah, that annoys me. It annoys me so much when I have to press undo.
I've never like pressed that.
Have you not?
Or
maybe it's just me then. Maybe it's just me with my chubby sausage fingers not pressing the buttons properly.
I've never pressed it either, but I've only used Photoshop like twice.
You still owe me a competition as well. You challenge us.
I do owe you a competition. It might come once I start making actual content.
This isn't actual content.
I saw something the other day, and it honestly, it's one of those things. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows how it's funny, but I still get very angry when I see it. And that is that scissors come in that like absolutely indestructible packaging that you need scissors to open.
You can rip your teeth out trying to rip open.
Yeah, you can literally just knock your teeth out, or you slice your fingers open because it's such sharp plastic. Or you just basically get a knife and just stab it.
I think that's a joke. There's been decades of scissors manufacturers pissing themselves because they're making packaging you can't open without scissors.
It's so
I remember when I first started uni, I had to get obviously house stuff, and I didn't have scissors, so I went to buy some, and I got ID'd, and I didn't have ID, so I couldn't get any scissors.
I
got ID'd for scissors when I was 18.
I think my best one was I got ID'd for a 12 film when I was about 17.
Wow.
And I looked at her, and I'm there like, with like the fucking face pubes. I'm there like, mate, I have a beard.
A beard, air quote beard.
There's a definite bias going on with IDing people, because when I grew a beard first, I stopped getting ID'd for anything. And as soon as I shaved it for a job where I wasn't allowed to have facial hair, I got ID'd constantly for 16 things, like scratch cards. I didn't look 16. I mean, at least I didn't think maybe I did. I still had my long mop hair back then, so...
Well, just before me and Nisha moved in together, this was a funny story. I was at home, like I think I had like 3 or 4 days off work, and I was at home just like knocking about on the PlayStation and all that lot. And we had a knock at the door, and at this time I'd have been about 25, 26, and they had a knock at the door, and it was this guy like selling something. You know when like you don't even want them to get into the spiel of going through everything, and you just go, "Nah, I'm all right, mate." Mm-hmm. So I said, "Oh, sorry, mate, I'm 15." And he looked at me, and I'm there with like beard, just knackered, just fat and everything. He just looked and went, "You're 15?" And I went, "Yeah, I've just had a bad week." And then just shut the door.
While you bring it up, though, that's another thing that's annoying. When people are trying to sell you something and they don't stop talking to let you go, "I'm not interested."
Yeah,
and it's worse when they come to your door. Like, it's not so much happening now because you could just breathe on them and they'd have to run away. But it just, when someone comes to your door and they start talking and they can tell that you're trying to close this door. It's getting smaller and smaller, the gap, and you're trying to, every time they stop to take a breath, you take one in and they start again. And they know, and I don't know what their plan is. Do they think if you just keep talking, you'll just throw money at them to make them leave? Just help them with pound coins until the door closes.
Well, speaking of charities, me and Nish went to Comic-Con one year, and I actually signed up to a very famous UK dog-based charity. And I had a simple instruction, and I'll tell you what I said, Brad, and see if you agree with me. I said I'm going to donate to you every month, no problem. I'll put it on direct debit. I'll give you money every month. I don't want spam. I don't want, oh, here's another dog you could look after. I don't want phone calls. Just leave me alone. I will give you my money. Do you think that's such a bad request?
That is a very fair request when you're giving money to a charity.
Now, Nisha, how many times were they ringing me daily?
At least 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times a day. I was getting emails, I was getting texts, and after about 6 or 7 days, I basically answered one of these phone calls, and in the most polite way, I said, you know when I signed up, and it said, do you want to hear from us? And I said, no. And I told the man, like, yeah, I'll give you money, just, yeah, leave me be. What are we doing? And then he's just like, oh, sorry, it's just marketing. I was like, yeah, you know when I said no marketing? And I ended up just saying, look, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sponsor you because you can't acknowledge a simple request.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get me going now, right?
Here we go. So that's the aim of the podcast.
I have just moved into a new flat. And obviously, when you move into a new place, you don't know who the suppliers are for electricity, for anything, because... well, I mean, unless the previous tenant happens to let you... like you get let through the post, etc. So anyway, the supplier for my new place was Spark Energy. Now, I've heard bad things about Spark Energy in the past. I didn't want to be with Spark Energy. And the reason I found out about this is because I tried to switch it to British Gas, and it got declined because Spark Energy said I haven't paid my bill. So I looked at the amount. I looked at the amount on the bill, and it was way too much. So I called them up and I said, "This is clearly not my bill. It's clearly the bill from the previous tenant or the landlord before I moved in, because it's way more than it should be for the month. And it also says it's overdue, and I haven't been here for a month." So they were like, "Oh, don't worry. You just have to make an account with us, and then you can, set everything up, etc., etc." So I made an account, and was just basically waiting for them to tell me how much I had to pay. So they sent me an email saying how much I had to pay. That's fine. That's basically what I was expecting. Then they sent me a text. Then the next day they sent me an email and another text. And the next day they sent me an email for a different amount and another text. And the next day they sent me an email and another text. And for the next 5 or 6 days, they called me 2 or 3 times a day to then start complaining. Not complaining, sorry. I was complaining. They called me. I'm losing the story now, right? They called me because they said that I'd requested to put in a smart meter, which I fucking hadn't. So I didn't want to call them up again. Like, I hate dealing with companies on the phone because you're on call for hours and it's their fault. I'm not calling them because they're harassing me. So I tweeted this out and eventually got it sorted. But I had to physically request them to take my number off their list. Yeah. And I didn't want to be with them in the first place. And I also had to then get in contact with British Gas and be like, can you please reinstate my switch? Because Spark Energy have decided that they're going to stop it. So yeah, these all sound like things that are annoying and have a right to be annoying. But when I was when you first described this concept to me of this podcast you wanted to do, it was the things that other people don't find annoying that I think are the things that are funniest. Because it's trying to justify something that shouldn't be annoying, but you find it annoying. So, Nisha, you said that I said a lot of stuff to you. Do any of them fit that category, do you think?
Well, there's that one where you don't like putting like meals in the microwave because you don't like having to stir them halfway through. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get into this.
Well, before we touch on that, Mr. Rawlinson, all right. I hear that you microwave your bacon.
Oh, okay. Let me clarify this story, right? I don't microwave bacon. I microwaved bacon once. And what happened was, I was in a rush to get to work, and I had some bacon that needed eating. I couldn't be bothered frying it because I'd have to wash it up. So I put it on a plate, stuck it in the microwave, because my nan used to microwave bacon. She had a little plastic thing that she microwaved bacon with, so it would come out like crispy. So I just stuck it in the microwave in a plate. I was basically a ring around the plate and just let it go. And it just so happened that the person who came into the kitchen following me doing this was Carl. And he took serious offence to it. I think it was the smell. He described it as dog food. He took serious offence to it, and he brought it up in a Fat Fiend... No, I think I brought it up in a Fat Fiend video, because I gave him a joke present for Christmas, which I still have, which is a plastic microwave bacon thing. But yeah, he made this huge deal out of it, to the point where I got really pissed off. And then eventually I had to concede, like a few weeks later, okay, it was kind of funny, and it is a bit silly. There's no problem with microwaving stuff if you microwave it properly. Just because he didn't like the smell didn't mean it didn't taste fucking great, and I was very happy on my shift. So no, I don't microwave bacon. I microwave bacon once, and apparently that's the only thing people know about my ability to cook.
So you think you do?
It's just like if you ask anyone who watches Fact Feed or anything, what do you know about Brad? That he microwaves bacon. That's
I would hope he
latched
edits
onto.
and makes Photoshop images would be higher than microwaving bacon. If that's what I'm going down for, if that gets carved into my tombstone as my epitaph, then fuck me, I guess.
Bacon.
Here lies Brad Rawlinson, microwaves bacon.
And then just underneath, bell end.
Just a picture of a bacon wrapper carved into stone. People putting
Well,
bacon on my grave instead of flowers. Right, microwave dishes. So I get really annoyed when so you get a microwave dish, it comes in a little plastic tray and it's got the plastic seal over the top. And the instructions say, pierce the seal, put it in for half the time, take it out, stir it, put it back in.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable, except the bit where you have to stir it requires peeling the plastic off. So not only have you already tattered it by putting holes in it, but you then have to peel up the edge and burn your fucking skin as you're trying to stir this crap inside. Then you got to put it back in the microwave to finish it. How are we in 2020 and they've not found a better way to do that?
Well, there's something like I hate as well when it says, "Oh, caution, it might be hot." No fucking shit. It's just been nuked.
There's been times I've done a ready meal lasagna and it's half cooked, half frozen still, so it might be hot.
Yeah, but
it
you
might
don't
still
know how
be
to
fucking
microwave.
Frozen. How do I not know how to microwave?
You don't know how to microwave.
Microwaving is all about not putting anything in the middle. That's what
It's
I've
a
learned in my
technique.
many years.
It's a skill.
And there's also
Okay,
that tip that I
you'd be
read
proud of
online.
that.
Oh, put a cup of water in the microwave when you're microwaving crusts for pizza, and they don't taste like soft or crusty, whatever the fuck it is. That doesn't work. I mean, it might work, but it didn't work when I did it. When I did it, it just came out just as shite.
I'll tell you my favourite microwave story was at where I used to work, the City Hall, which we named in episode 2. Where I used to work there, in the staff room, they had a microwave, but this microwave was industrial strength. It was 3 times stronger than the household microwave you can get. And someone had a microwave curry on their break. And he looked at me, he's like, "Oh, how long do you reckon I should put this in?" And I knew how powerful this microwave is. I was like, "Oh, it tells you what box, mate, just use the time on the box." Honest to God, it was like someone had set a bloody nuke off in there. It just went, the plastic melted, the curry just burnt to a crisp, and obviously then you had the burnt curry smell that we couldn't get out of the staff room for a very, very long time. But it was funny.
Oh, that's not it's worse. The curry smell if someone brings fish into work.
Fish. I got a written warning for eating pizza once.
Yeah, I know you did.
Eating pizza.
Yeah.
There's got to be more to that. You don't just get a warning for eating pizza.
Well, this is the thing. There is more to it, and it still just swings it in my favour. So while I was at work, another terrible job I've had in the past, that I question why I even decided to go for it. And on my break, which I'm entitled to on my shift,
Yeah.
on my break, I went to my office and had a couple of slices of pizza. And I got a letter through the door about 3 days later with a written warning because I made the room smell.
I thought it was your office.
Yeah.
Does anyone else use the office?
It was like a shared office, but
Right.
yeah, they said, "Oh, it stinks of pizza."
So,
And then-
pizza's great.
And then I got a written warning for it.
Fucking hell. I mean, how are you supposed to eat anything? Everything makes the room smell.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you cook, it will
I mean,
smell.
a sandwich doesn't.
Yeah.
Actually, I suppose
I
it depends what's in the sandwich.
Oh, this is funny as well. And me and Nisha reminisced about it yesterday. Someone who worked at City Hall blocked me on Facebook because on my last shift, she was basically slagging me off and I heard her. And I overheard her talking to someone about me. And then I just, when I left, I said, "Right, goodbye, guys. I'm gone. See you later. Had a great 10 years. And she commented, and I just basically said, "Don't say this when you were slagging me off the other day." And then she blocked me. And when it was my birthday in July, Nisha put a post on, happy birthday, Adam, love you and all that lot. And this lady commented saying, "Oh, happy birthday, Adam," and I didn't see it because I'm blocked. So then it looked like a massive dick move when I've got all these people commenting. I'm there, cheers mate, thank you. And then I get hers, nothing. And then just next
can't
below,
see it.
cheers, mate, cheers, mate. And it just makes me laugh that she blocked
that's
me.
That's what she fucking gets for blocking you. It's her
Yeah,
fault.
she blocked me and then said happy birthday. You're a bellend, but happy birthday.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to end
This
on...
has gone way off your topic by now.
It's fine, but we're going to end on two subjects, like one relating to what you just talked about, and then one which I want to end on a nice, funny rant.
Okay.
And the first one is it's a soap opera that we've had in the UK called EastEnders, and there's been a big storyline for best part of a year where a guy has been secretly abusing his wife.
Oh, not yet.
You know, so yeah, literally, you know, no one knows apart from him and his wife that, you know, he's punching her and knocking her about and just mentally torturing her. And it ultimately came to a head on Friday when he ended up murdering her. And obviously, the people who are the actors, and I'm going to emphasise the actors, they are not the real person in EastEnders. That person doesn't exist outside of EastEnders. And the guy who did the murder has joined up to, it's called Toby Alexander Smith or something like that. He's joined up to Women's Aid, and he's like, you know, I'm now an ambassador for Women's Aid. You know, if you're in this situation, ring these numbers, speak to these people. And someone commented simply, murderer.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, if you cannot separate this guy from the character he plays on a TV show.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah.
That's fairly.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that had happened.
Yeah.
It's fairly common for actors to get people to get so associate an actor with a character that
Yeah.
they like insult them in the street. I think it happened to it was one of the Game of Thrones actors, maybe either the guy who played Joffrey or the one who played Ramsay. I think it may have happened to one of them. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely happened to a villain in a TV show where they were hounded on the street by people who were like, I can't believe you did that. It's like, I didn't do that. The character did that. But then if you believed it, I was a great actor. Go away.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, like, this Toby Alexander Smith, or, you know, I'm going to say, I bet his name's wrong, but, you know, he's played the character so well that when he comes on TV, me and Nisha literally be like, dickhead.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
It's like when he first came onto the scene, I was like, oh, eye candy, you know.
He's a very, very
he's
attractive man.
and he's like, oh yeah, a bit of eye candy. But as soon as you realise he's like that, he's abusing his wife, you're like, oh, he's so hideous, he's disgusting, he's ugly.
Yeah.
I hate looking at him. You know, it just completely changes your aspect of him, and it's like, he's obviously a fantastic actor because we all hate him.
Yeah, he's played it so well, but yeah, just to be like...
Just the fact that no one could, like, separate him from the character,
Yeah.
it's just bizarre.
So it must be so sad for him at the minute, because in the soap world, the soap opera world, he's the most hated man right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he must walk down the streets literally just to go and get his, microwave bacon and just get abused. And I feel so bad for him.
Microwave bacon.
Just a microwave bacon.
No.
He did.
But I want to end on this. This is going to be the funny, just inexplicable decision that companies make. Now, if you're if you are two of you with a child, it is fine. But if you are, as me and Nisha are, a 2, I hate it when they give you 3 pieces of chicken in a packet.
I wondered where that was going
That
then.
fucking makes me so mad that you have the decision to make. You either cut it before you cook it, and you can have 1.5 pieces each, or you have to cook it and you season it, and then afterwards you then have to slice it in half. Why can they not make it either a 2 or a 4 or do a family pack? Why do you have to give me and Nisha a horrible choice to make?
It's not horrible.
It is for me.
I mean, you could just buy 2 packs.
Just have 3 pieces each. That is the antidote.
I didn't mean 3 pieces each. I meant just have 2 pieces for 3 different meals.
Yeah.
Oh no,
not
three each.
No.
It's like me and Nisha been looking at toasters, and you got obviously the 2 slice toasters or the 4 slice toasters, and I'm there. Well, I want 4. And Nisha's like, we don't need 4. We can just do 2. I'm like, no, 4 or nothing.
Yeah, but it's like, how often do we both eat breakfast at the same time, and we both have the
Nisha,
same thing?
I could easily eat 4 slices of toast.
Oh,
Why can't you just do one? Why can't you just do 2 slices then 2 more?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
that's
we
what
do.
I'm going to sadly have to do, aren't I?
Yeah, but you hardly ever eat toast anyway. You eat like once a month.
I eat once a month.
The amount of disappointment
toast.
in that statement you just... I guess I'll just have to, won't I? It's just the end of your world. The fact that you might have to wait another couple of minutes to have 2 more slices of toast.
Oh, it's that, and also the certain colour toaster wanted. Well, I chose because you weren't that bothered.
No, I'm just going with whatever you want.
Yeah, and it's like a copper and black theme. And the toasters that are four toast compartment ones.
4 slices.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. The 4 slicer ones. In that colour are expensive, and I know you probably wouldn't want to spend like 50 to 60 quid on a toaster.
Depends on the quality of the toast.
God's sake.
But the thing is, and this always catches people off guard, you've got to learn, is that when you cook your first 2 slices of toast, you've got to think then the toaster's hot. So when you put your next 2 slices in, it doesn't need as long. So you could give the first one 5 minutes, it comes out, crispy lovely.
Yeah.
If you give the next set 5 minutes, it'll come out black.
Well, don't give it 5 minutes then.
Well, you
Put
need
less time.
That's what I'm saying. This is consumer advice for all our listeners.
But you
Don't
are
put it in for 5
also
minutes.
backing up the argument of having one toaster because the next set will cook a 2-slice toaster because the next 2 will cook faster.
Yeah.
No,
so you don't have to wait that long.
you have to monitor it though because you could risk burning.
Well, then
Or you
set
just get
the
4
dial
slices.
Then. Set the dial. That's what the dial is
Or
for.
just
need
use a
the
grill
dial.
like a peasant.
A peasant. I'll microwave it. I'll microwave my bread.
No.
Oh no, that wouldn't work.
I wonder what would happen if you
I'm gonna
microwave
try
bread.
it.
Yeah,
I
try
want to
it.
try it.
Microwave bread with raw bacon in it and see if you can make a proper sandwich.
You just put a raw slice of bacon on a slice of bread and microwave it, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, and then Nisha will complain in the middle of it's cold.
And I'll get a written warning from Nisha.
Me.
I didn't make the room
Written
smell.
warning.
One more and you're dumped.
Yep, house to myself.
Well, you can pay up rent then. See you later.
That's fine.
I definitely think you guys need to end every single one of these episodes with just a mini domestic dispute. And it always has to be something completely pointless, like whether or not to get 2 extra slices in a toaster.
I could bring something else up, but I think this has gone on for too long.
No, bring it. I'll see what
Because
you've
you
got.
were... No, because you get really angry at
Should we
this.
save it for the next episode?
We'll save it for the next one, but it does relate to something in this episode.
Well,
that's
we
the
can.
thing.
Well, as we start every episode, we always reference the previous video. So,
Okay.
and next episode we are joined by Lucas, who was partly like I've been so busy at work, and I've been saying. I know I said in the last episode, "Oh, Lucas is going to join," and I've been that busy, I just haven't thought about it. So then I was like, I wonder if I could get Lucas, and no, I can't. So,
It's a filming day today.
yeah, it's their filming day. Him and Kyle spend Mondays filming. So I was like, oh, fuck. And I've promised a guest. So sorry, Brad. It's not any disrespect here.
Whoa, wait, what? Oh, I
You
see,
weren't
I
you weren't
see.
first choice.
I was second choice.
Well, it's just like the order of proceedings.
Yeah.
But then
Like, 'cause it was meant to be Lucas this week and then, like, Brad next week.
Yeah.
And then, like, but so Brad's just...
yeah,
you know,
you've just
available
swapped.
first.
You've just
Jumped the gun.
Yeah.
You don't jump the gun, you're premature. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you. It's been a good laugh.
Yeah.
See you next time, folks. Remember to comment, and we will read suitable comments.
Yeah, or questions or, like, stuff to debate about, I
Yeah.
guess.
So just chuck them in there.
Just come in there.
Bye.
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 Yeah, see ya.
Bye-bye.